Welcome to NewsTeam Boulder. Today, we're bringing you a few campus and local stories to keep you in the know. Let's get started. This week, NewsTeam reporter Rachel Kennedy dove into the research behind the skills most students lack when it comes to professional interviewing. She sat down with Corey Schaff from CU Boulder Career Services and Molly Reed, a fourth-year communications student, to uncover the common trends seen in students' interviewing skills, how students can translate classroom and internship experience into strong answers, and advice for students walking into their first interview post-grad. Let's take a look.
For many undergraduates, graduation feels like the finish line. But stepping into the job market can be a different challenge altogether.
For me, the hardest part is this is your first time meeting these people that are interviewing you, so you want to be professional and make a good first impression on them. Students aren't automatically good at explaining their experiences and reading professionalism cues, so you also have to take into account of that. And then you also have to think fast. You're not prepared for these questions that they're going to ask you. Obviously, you know what you're going to say for your experiences and your name and your background, but the questions about the company and the business, you're not necessarily prepared for at all times.
As graduation gets closer, many CU students turn to platforms like Handshake, scrolling through job postings, and trying to picture what comes next. But between submitting applications and landing that interview, there's often a quiet panic. I'm here at the Career Services office on campus, and students like Molly said they're feeling the stress and uncertainty that comes with interviewing. And it's not just one student's perspective. According to a 2026 survey from the National Association of College and Employers, fewer than 40% of graduating college seniors said they were familiar with the concept of skills-based hiring, even though nearly half reported being asked to demonstrate specific skills during interviews.
But prepare to talk about yourself. They want to know your skills, your qualifications. And so take the time to think back on your previous experiences, do a quick audit or a longer audit, and be prepared to talk about yourself in the interview process. Essentially, an interview is a chance to show your skills, your experience, and people are going to remember the specific stories and examples you share versus general pieces of information you're sharing.
Swing by the Career Services Center to gain more helpful insight on how to better your interviewing skills in preparation for finding a post-grad career. I'm Rachel Kennedy with NewsTeam Boulder.
Emergency alerts in Colorado will soon be sent in multiple languages to reach more residents during disasters. State officials are updating systems at CU Boulder and across Colorado after the 2021 Marshall Fire exposed gaps in how warnings were delivered, with some residents never receiving alerts and only getting them in English. Researchers at CU Boulder's Natural Hazard Center are leading a project to make alerts more accessible for non-English speakers and people with disabilities. Nearly 900,000 Coloradians speak languages other than English, and about 500,000 live with auditory or visual disabilities. The goal? To ensure that life-saving warnings are clear, accessible, and reach everyone in time. On Wednesday, NewsTeam reporter Thomas Hinton sat down with the owner of Audrey Jane's Pizza Garage to discuss the effects that XL power outage in December had on local small businesses around Boulder. Let's take a look.
Audrey Jane's Pizza Garage is a family-owned local business that specializes in New York-style, by-the-slice pizza. But the in-house pizzas made from scratch hit a roadblock during December's planned power outages.
So overall, we were closed for 4 days.
These restaurants, like Audrey Jane's Pizza Garage, did not just take a financial hit. They lost many of their food product as well.
We had to end up throwing out a lot of dough. That was probably our biggest loss.
The Boulder County Chamber of Commerce recently conducted a study on XL's planned power outages on businesses here in Boulder. The average business reported losing over $25,000, while some small restaurants reported losing over $100,000.
It was hard, for us financially, also our employees, because we didn't know when to tell them they could work again. We had to move all of our food in and out a couple times, which resulted in some losses.
While wildfire prevention is critical, especially here in Boulder County, these businesses are just asking XL to be more transparent.
They kept saying it was going to be turned back on the next day, and then it ended up being 3 days. Not that you can plan something like that, but I think had we just even known a time frame of when we could tell our employees to return, when we could check our inventory.
These local businesses simply do not want their financial or their sustainability efforts mitigated. Thomas Hinton, NewsTeam Boulder.
At the CU Heritage Center, the exhibit Hit the Bricks recreates CU campus using nearly 1 million Lego pieces from campus buildings to Folsom Field. The tiny details bring Buff pride to life. There are even a few playful surprises hidden throughout the display, and visitors can join in with the scavenger hunt as they explore. School spirit really is built brick by brick. Go take a look. That's it for this edition of NewsTeam Boulder. You can catch us on Fridays at 4 p.m. and Mondays at 4 p.m. See you next week.